so with that, we'll start our meeting with our invocation, followed by the pledge. So please rise. Dear Lord, thank you for this day that you've given us. Thank you for the blessings you bestowed upon each one of us. Thank you for the students here this morning, parents, teachers, faculty, and staff, and the impact that they're making on this community. Thank you for the opportunity that we have to recognize them. And I just pray that you watch over us all we do. Please be with the first responders, be with those serving us home and abroad. And just thank you for this club, and the opportunity we have to give back to this great community. Please bless food and nourish our lives. We pray. Amen. Amen. Join me in the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, you can be seated. So I know we've got some guests with our students and faculty, but any other guests from the club this morning? Yes?
Jason Oglesby here visiting. Not his first time ever, but I'll let him introduce himself. Hi, I'm Jason Oglesby. Nice to meet you guys, and respected members.
Good to see you, Jason. All right. Let's see. Mark Gray has an announcement about PAX for LH.
PAX for Lake Highlands. We have some good news for the new people. It's something that the Exchange Club, along with the Knights and Women's, all put together. And what we try to do is raise enough money to pack the food for one entire school. This year it's Stoltz. And the good news is we've raised enough money for it. We've had a lot of difficulties with suppliers and Kroger back down, and Tom back down. We found Sam's. The local Sam's was able to step in. You're going to be able to provide the food for us, which is great. And also really expensive. A lot of we've had raised prices. So the good news is we have all that. So now the next phase is volunteering to help. So we'll follow up with the date. It's the Wednesday before, it's the week before Thanksgiving. We'll meet here. And we did simple packs. Super fun night. And we'll have 30 guys that get results. So the good news is we raised enough money. So I appreciate everybody that contributed. And now we need volunteers.
So yes, that would be Wednesday, November 17th, right? Here. So be looking for a sign up as well, but come out, have a good time that Wednesday. Just a quick calendar update. So next week, next Friday, the 12th, is our One Nation Under God ceremony. It'll be here next Friday morning. Then the Thursday after PAX, after you volunteer on Wednesday, Thursday night will be our third Thursday meeting. So back on that schedule. Last date, Wednesday, December 15th is our holiday party. So you will be getting a evite of some sort. We just ask you, please, I know we're not good at this, but please RSVP so we can give a accurate head count, and like everything else, we pay per person, so we would love to have an accurate number there. So be looking for that. Several more announcements to come over the next few weeks there as well. So let's see, any other Principal Jones, little high school update?
Yes. Yes, a lot going on this weekend that we're excited about. We play tonight. It's our final home game before we go to the playoffs, and it's also senior night. Kids have been doing well for the most part. We're just making it through the semester, looking forward to Thanksgiving break and just doing things to love on and support our kids. Thank you.
Yes, so come out tonight, final home game. Always a fun evening senior night. So any other announcements? All right, we will get started with the program. I'll have Jimmy Conway come up and lead us through our program this morning.
I was hoping they were going to draw the TV graphics. They're getting the TV for tomorrow, so watch LSU get beat bad. Thank you everybody for being here. Family, friends, faculty from the high school, and to our membership. Appreciate y'all being here. We always like when everybody comes out. We're going to get started with character counts. As I read about the award, Valerie, if you could come up here and join me, I appreciate it. The Character Counts Awards are given to students nominated by the faculty and staff of Lake Highlands High School. This award recognizes young men and women at the high school, as well as their parents and mentoring teachers, who display strong character traits as a vital part of their daily routine. These are students who serve as peer role models, positively participate in school or community service and extracurricular activities, and serve as student leaders and are reliable and trustworthy. Now, before we get started, I'll ask you to introduce your classes.
Today, I have my mom with me. My younger brother is at home getting ready for school, and he's with my dad.
Valerie, how long have you lived in Lake Highlands?
Basically all my life.
All right. And then, so Valerie went to Marion Park Elementary and Forest Meadow Junior High. Valerie, what is your greatest strength?
One of my greatest strengths is my ability to understand other people's perspectives. I'm able to fully listen to people's perspectives on a variety of things without immediately dismissing them if their beliefs or ideas do not align with mine. I believe this is my greatest strength, as many people in this day and age dismiss people whose views and ideas do not align with their own, or call people sensitive over shared negative experiences.
So what's really interesting and why I wanted Valerie to read that one in particular, I thought that she had put this in italics, and she hadn't. It was just my printer was broken. But the part where she's able to listen fully to people's perspectives on a variety of things without immediately dismissing them if their beliefs and ideas do not align with her own. That's really important, like you said, because in today's day and age, so quickly people just shut down. And to be at such a young age and to have that perspective is very thoughtful, so that's awesome. In your free time, you said you like to binge watch Netflix. What are we watching right now?
Right now I'm watching a series called Girl from Nowhere. It's a Malaysian, almost a mystery movie in which a girl, she just appears from nowhere and just causes chaos between her school.
You've decided what you want to do. You want to be a scientist, and specifically in focusing on microbiology and how viruses and microbes are identified and treatments that can be used on them. So, quick question, was that decision at all formed by what's happened over the past 2 years, or is that something you've been interested in your whole life?
So I'm part of this organization called the Junior Welfare Council, and we talk about international and domestic issues. So it was International Career Week, and I met an epidemiologist, and I learned what she did, and I decided that's what I wanted to do.
Thank you. Favorite social media app is going to be Instagram. And then, that big question we ask every time, what age do you consider old? Age is just a mindset, is what Valerie said. Many people who are well over 60 are youthful in personality and attitude, and there are many younger people who are mature in attitude and personality. So, it's a great answer. If you could meet anyone in the world, who would it be and why?
I want to meet Zora Neale Hurston. She's an author, and she created Their Eyes Were Watching God and Sweat. I really like her perspective of feminism within the Black community, and that's what I'm really into.
All right. If you could go back and talk to yourself as a freshman, what advice would you give to yourself? Valerie said, don't change yourself to make others feel comfortable. People will say that you intimidate them because of your quiet and observant nature. Just remember that some people are intimidated by individuals who are comfortable being alone. It's powerful stuff. Principal Jones, I'll have you come up and read some notes from the faculty of the school.
And I have her down this youth of the month.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Morning, Valerie. First comment, I would like to say congratulations to Valerie, and I'm so proud of her. She is a hardworking, self-motivated student, and she definitely deserves this. From Mrs. Hain, your chemistry teacher. Valerie is quiet, but her work speaks volumes. From Mr. Chapman, French. Valerie, congratulations on being chosen as Youth of the Month. There's no doubt that this is well deserved. You always light up the room when you were there. That freshman year was crazy in health science, but you were always there making the room a better place. Make the world a better place. From Ms. Hunt. Valerie, you always give 100%. You always gave 100% in a virtual situation that was less than perfect. Your positive energy and eagerness to learn and achieve success was always evident. You are a joy to teach, and I'm so very proud of your accomplishment today and in the future. From Ms. Washman. Valerie is a solid student with an excellent work ethic, effort, and attitude. She is respectful, kind, and shows up each day ready to work. There's not much more that a teacher can ask for from a student. Way to go, Valerie. From Mr. Lyons. And then Valerie is an exceptional student. She always diligently and thoughtfully approaches all tasks placed before her, pouring her best self into everything she does. I can always count on Valerie to bring insightful ideas to discussions and ask thought-provoking questions. She also possesses a keen kindness and maturity that is matched by very few of her peers. From Mr. Smith. Congratulations.
All we ask is that you spend this on yourself. And a quick correction, this is not a mistake. Valerie was actually our Youth of the Month recipient, so sorry about that, Valerie. Youth of the Month recognizes Lake Highlands graduating seniors along with their parents and mentoring teachers who have excelled in academics, leadership, school, and community service. These students are often in the top 20% of their class or higher, and who participate in student government, school publications, music, theater, athletics, or other school-sponsored activities. These students also typically receive special recognition or awards by other educational, community, state, or national organizations for demonstrating excellence in academics, leadership, participation, and community service. Again, thank you, Valerie, and sorry for my error. Next up, we have Mr. Jackson Reed. Jackson, if you come out here and join me. Jackson, thanks for coming up here. First, before we get into anything, I want to make sure that we introduce your family and guests.
So I've got my parents here at this middle table. They've taken time out of their day to come this morning. And then my brother is at marching rehearsal, which I thankfully got out of the cold this morning.
Thank you. How long have you lived in Lake Highlands?
I have lived in Lake Highlands my entire life. I lived in one spot in Lake Highlands for 1 year, and then I moved to another spot in Lake Highlands.
All right, Lake Highlands. Went to White Rock Elementary, and then to Lake Highlands Junior High. What would you say your greatest strength is?
I would say that my greatest strength is my versatility. You know, a lot of people, you'll ask them what they're good at in school, and they'll say, oh, I'm a math person, or oh, I'm a science person, or an English person. I've always found that I find everything, you know, equally comes to me well. So I've been able to make a lot of different connections between subjects. So like, the obvious example, of course, would be, you know, using math and science, using all the formulas for math that you get to solve science problems. But then you get to more unexpected ones, like seeing math and music And when I, look at scores and compositions, I'd like to see the mathematical relationships that are there.
What happened? Your favorite electronic device is your laptop. What happened to your old laptop?
My old laptop I bought in 2010 for my 7th birthday. And it just, one day I opened it up to start working on my homework and it did not turn on. So, yeah.
Just didn't make it, got your laptop though. You got your business.
Where are you planning on going to college?
So I have applied to SMU, Rice, Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech, and UT and A&M. Right now, I'm most seriously looking at SMU, Rice, and Vanderbilt. I haven't decided which one yet, though.
Have you been out to Nashville?
Yes, I have been there. It is.
All right. If you could go anywhere in the world on vacation, where would it be and why? You said New York City. So tell me about your first trip to New York City and why you found it to be so impactful.
So my first trip to New York City was when I was 6 years old. I was in kindergarten, and I went with my mother. And that is one of the earliest things that I can actually remember about my childhood, is going to New York and seeing all the culture there, going to see the Lion King and everything. So.
All right, so usually I hand out this questionnaire and I get all the answers, and this time I didn't. Because the question is, if you can meet anyone in the world, past or present, who would it be and why? And all we got was, I would like to meet, but who is it? But who is it? I have to know.
Oh, it wasn't a mistake.
I promise, I thought that I answered this. Off the top of my head, I'll just go with a composer like Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky was one of my favorite composers. I really like the way he uses his music to tell stories, and the way he used his music to react to kind of what the political climate was at his time. So.
I have good news, everybody, for Exchange Club. What is your dream job and why? Wants to be an attorney. Exchange Club, like 75% of these jobs are college. So you're in good company. Okay. What is the best advice you've received? I'm going to read this one out, if that's okay with you. My mom always told me almost anything can be fixed. As a kid, I would usually apply to my Legos, breaking, or in my Nintendo DS battery, dying in the middle of a game. However, as I have grown, I've always kept this advice in mind. It certainly helped me out of some sticky situations emotionally. The ability to stay calm and collected under pressure is extremely useful, and I think is a skill that I have thanks to my mom. So, it's good. All right, if you go back in time and talk to yourself as a freshman, what advice would you give yourself?
So this one, I said that I would tell myself to be more stressed out. Back in my freshman year, I wasn't expecting a lot of more difficulty, having just been through 8th grade, which is not exactly the hardest year of school. It got off to a little bit of a rough start, but we got there eventually. So.
Any questions from the group? Nothing from the floor? Okay. Mr. Jones, can you come up and read some notes?
Okay. I am so fortunate to get to teach Jackson again this year. 3 years ago, Jackson was in my AP Computer Science class, and I've never had a freshman excel in that class like he did. This year, Jackson is rising to the top in calculus. His pure heart, love for learning, and perfect humor make Jackson a joy to have in class. Thank you, Jackson, for working hard every day in varsity math. You are the most deserving of this recognition from Dr. Lewin. Jackson is always focused on the prize from Mr. Chalky-Bain. I was lucky enough to have Jackson in my classes for 2 years in a row. He's musically talented, wickedly smart, and has a wonderfully dry sense of humor. At first, I mistook his inner zen for shyness, but then I saw him give a glorious performance in last year's musical production. Jackson is destined for great things, and I can't wait to see what comes next from Miss Fishkin, who's right here. Jackson is a fantastic student. Between his amazing work ethic and his kind, gentle nature, he is a dream to work with. Anyone who spends more than 10 seconds with Jackson also knows that he is hilarious. The theater department has been blessed with having Jackson as part of our team, and I can't wait for everyone to see him shine as one of this year's leads in the musical, from Miss Kane. Jackson is the man I would want my son to be. Wickedly smart, with a wry sense of humor, an utterly dependable problem solver, and the gentle and patient big brother his actual little brother and friends come to for advice and homework help. He makes everything look easy, from his leadership in band to his success in academic decathlon, which absolutely belies how hard he works for his accomplishments. I am honored to spend yet another 8th period with Jackson this year, and I will sincerely miss him when he graduates from Miss Bowman. This is a small but not so inside joke from Mr. Cruz, Jackson for president. Okay. And then I always check my answer keys against my smartest students. I check my answer keys against Jackson's test pretty much every time. Good job, Jackson, from Mr. Lyons.
Congratulations. Now we're gonna ask you to spend this on yourself. Congrats.
Well deserved. All right, and now we have our Character Council Award. Again, the Character Council Award is given to students nominated by the faculty and staff of the high school. These awards recognize young men and women from the high school, as well as their parents, mentoring teachers, who display strong character traits as a vital part of their daily routine. These students serve as peer role models, positively participate in school or community service and extracurricular activities, and serve as student leaders, and are reliable and trustworthy. You all heard that from me earlier, but I wanted to make sure the recipients knew what they were coming up for. Maya, if you could please join me up here. Final strength, everybody.
Congratulations.
How long have you lived in Lake Highlands?
I have lived in Lake Highlands since I was born.
We got a life.
Went to Lake Highlands Elementary School and Lake Highlands Junior High. What would you say your greatest strength is?
I think my greatest strength is putting others before myself. A lot of people nowadays are very selfish, and I don't think that's fair. So I like to put others before myself.
When not at school or studying, favorite thing to do is going to work, which is awesome. What do you do?
I work at Chick-fil-A and Erie at the mall. I just got a new car, so I pay the car insurance. I want to make some money.
All right, so you work at Chick-fil-A. What is that like?
Got Jimmy's attention.
High stress, but awesome place to be.
The Chick-fil-A I work at is at Texas Health Presbyterian because my parents work there. So it's, I can't remember what they call it, but it's like an express Chick-fil-A is what they call it. So there's only 2 to 3 workers, so I do everything from cashier to making the food to cooking the food.
Very cool.
I've never been to anybody who worked at Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A so much. And that particular Chick-fil-A got me through the birth of both of my children. All right, brothers and sisters, you have a younger brother who's in the 8th grade at Lake Highlands Junior High. What is your favorite electronic device and why?
My favorite electronic device would obviously have to be my phone. It holds everything and can entertain me 24 hours of the day, 7 days a week. So.
All right, and then next year, planning to go to college. What are you thinking? Where are you going?
I want to stay close to home, not too close. So I want to go to either Texas Women's University or University of North Texas.
And then, what is your favorite club sport and why?
My favorite sport is basketball. I'm sure y'all could. I played ever since I was 5 or 6 years old. When I started playing, my dad was the coach, and you know, I didn't like the attention, so when he put me out to play, I stood in the middle of the floor and I cried. So I went from that to being the now tallest player on the team, so yeah.
Things work out. All right, so if you go anywhere in the world, you said you go to China. Why?
I see China all over my social media, and they have a bunch of, it's almost like a movie, because their technology and just the way it's set up is so different from the way it is here. And everything's made in China, so I want to go see how that's done.
I love that.
All right, favorite social media app is Snapchat. What age do you consider old? Guess what? It's not 35. So this is a hard question to answer because she sees people who are 90 and they're still doing cartwheels, but probably would say 80 to 85. So that's fair. And then this next one is, who would you meet, past or present?
So I would meet John F. Kennedy. Ever since I was in elementary school, I've been fascinated by him. Couldn't tell you why. I just have been. I've done all my projects on him in the past, and I've read every book on him, so definitely John F. Kennedy.
Trivia question time. Yeah. Do you know, from all of your JFK stuff, I know. Do you know where John F. Kennedy got married? What city? All right, well, I'll tell you then, it's fun. He got married in Newport, Rhode Island, which was the childhood home of Jackie Kennedy, at a church called St. Mary's, which is actually where my sister got married. Yeah, not a Kennedy, but... Not a Kennedy. Okay, what is your dream job and why? I really like this answer, so just what do you got?
My dream job, I've always wanted to be a nurse. Ever since I was in preschool, I've said I wanted to be a nurse. Working at Chick-fil-A and being around nurses and doctors all the time, I've talked to a lot of nurses who work in the NICU. It's a very hard job, but they say it's a very rewarding job at the end of the day. And I love babies. I've always been a baby person, been the babysitter at all the family events. So it's just the best of both worlds.
What is the best advice that you've received?
I receive a lot of advice from my dad in the mornings because days can be tough, so he sends me those little, motivational text messages. But the main thing I've gotten out of all of them is to stay strong and keep your head up throughout anything and everything.
Before I have Principal Jones come up, one thing. Can I have you introduce your guests?
No, and you said you were going to forget that. I have my mom, my dad, and my brother with me today.
Okay, this year Maya is a Tier 2 practicum teacher intern at Skyview Elementary. Her cooperating teacher mentor said, Maya has a sweet spirit and a calm nature with the children in her 3rd grade class. She is able to listen to the children and how they need help and respond to how they learn. She has patience to work with the children so they feel confident about her learning needs, and Skyview is so glad to have her there as an intern. Thank you, Maya, for being flexible and attentive as an intern in the Richardson ISD education and training pathway with children and adults. Richardson ISD looks forward to you coming back to be part of the RISD family. And that was from Ms. Merritt. Maya, I'm extremely proud of the young lady that you are and how you represent Lake Highlands High School's girls basketball program on and off of the court. Keep being a leader, from Coach Michael Jones. Maya has been a 4-year member of softball. I'm always amazed that she jumps right in after basketball and is ready to pitch or play first. Maya is an outstanding leader for her team. She can always be counted on to do the right thing. She is a model athlete and always willing to go the extra mile for her teammates. Maya is a pleasure to coach, from Coach Baker. Maya is a formidable combination of quiet but competitive and patient but persistent. She gets her 8th period work done early so she can leave a few minutes early for extra shooting practice each day. Her commitment is inspiring. I like to think of her as Maya the tank engine, chugging away while quietly telling herself, I think I can, from Mr. Lamont. And then it has been a pleasure to have Maya in class this year. She always has a smile on her face, and I can always count on her to be attentive, responsible, and personable. Congratulations, Maya, and good luck this season from Mr. Paquette. Congratulations.
Character Council Award recipient of the month is Stevens, if you could come up and join me. And once you get up here, if you could please introduce your guests.
So my guest here today is my lovely father over there in the corner, and my posse of friends over here.
How long have you lived in Lake Highlands?
I lived in Lake Highlands about 12 years. I'm not originally from the U.S. I'm originally from the country of Honduras, so that's since 2009. Yeah.
That's when I moved back to Dallas. You went to North Lake Elementary and Lake Highlands Junior High. Greatest strength?
So for me, my greatest strength has always been my friends and family. They're always there to support me. They're my impulse in my life, and I know that without them, I wouldn't be the person I am today.
So when you're not in school or studying, you said your favorite place to go is to your church. What church do you go to, and why is that your favorite place to go? What activities you participate in?
So my church is it's a church. It's a little church in Garland. I don't know if y'all want to hear the Hispanic pronunciation, but it translates to the Lord is my refuge, or Iglesia el Señor es mi refugio. It's on 16th Street, and I just like being there because receiving the presence of God is just so calming and reassuring. Every time I go there, I know that the stress, it just goes away every time I go there. You know, every problem is just solved because I know He's there. You know what I mean?
And where do you plan to go to college next year?
So I've applied to UNT, UT Austin, Texas A&M Commerce, and Texas State University, but I'm mainly focusing on University of North Texas.
And then you said that you wanted to be in business management because one day you want to start your own business. Have you started any businesses at this point?
Sadly, no.
I'm trying to see how you like an early investor. Favorite club or sport? Soccer. Been playing since you were a little kid and love watching it on TV. Who's your team?
Well, my favorite team has always been the Spanish Giants, FC Barcelona, but ever since, the star player left, I gotta move it to Paris.
All right. If you go anywhere in the world, to be Fiji, because of how clear blue the water looks and how tropical it is. It takes a really long time to get there. So, favorite social media app is Instagram. And then I just want to get down to this question here. Personally, what age do you consider old? You said 35. I've never been personally attacked on these. I did a meeting
It's not, physical appearance. I meant it by, state of mind and maturity.
Why don't we show that at all? Because I have 2 children and I still think I'm a kid. How to be an adult, I don't get it. If you meet anybody in the world, past or present, you said Enzo Ferrari. Okay. Have you seen Ford versus Ferrari?
I wanted to, but I never got the chance.
Okay.
But I know it's won a lot of awards, Oscar awards, and I that's just one of my goals, trying to watch that movie. But I know, for one of the fastest sports cars out there, I'm just amazed how he had the brains just to come up with this, car. And cars have always been a big thing for me too, because I dream of having one myself too.
You got to start the business. When you start the business, you have to sell the business. Once you sell the business, you can get a bunch of friends. All right. What is your dream job and why? And then tell us a little bit more about what you're doing in that field.
So my dream job has always been in becoming an actor. I'd always like to entertain people, make people laugh, and just show the person who I really am on stage. And right now I'm taking theater. I'm in this year's musical. I got one of the featured roles, and I'm in the varsity theater production group, and it's just a fun experience, I know, and I just want to, make that my dream job because I'm an A-lister.
What's the best advice you've received?
So the best advice I've received has been from my grandmother. She's like, do unto people as you want them to do unto you. Actions that you do towards people, they always somehow find their way back to you in life. Yeah.
Very true. If you go back in time and talk to yourself as a freshman, you would say, don't give up and never underestimate yourself. You are the person that decides who and what you will be. Principal Jones, if you can come up.
So I just had to share a quick story, because something, like I said, when I call these kids down to tell them about the breakfast, I'm always excited, and they're never, well, they don't always understand what it is until they get it. And so when Stevens came down, I was working with these 2 little girls, and we've become best friends this year. And so if they have an independent project or something, they're allowed to come to my office with the pass, and they can come and work with me. So I was so excited because I was sending for Stevens. And I was like, well, this will be great because they're freshmen, and this will be something that they can, look forward to and just see some positive going on in the school. So Stevens comes down, and I give him the whole spiel, congratulations. He looks at me funny when I say 7 a.m. like they all do. And I'm like, okay, 7 a.m., that's in the morning, whatever. And so then I look at the girls, just say congratulations or give them a high five or something. And I look, and so the first thing out of one of their mouths is, well, let me go back. I always have to get their information to give to Jimmy. So I get Dad's phone number and Stephen's phone number. So we went through the whole thing. I look at the girls expecting them to say congratulations. The first thing out of one of their mouths, we have your phone number now. And then the other one, yep. And so they were really excited to have a senior's phone number. So the first thing out of my mouth, and I didn't think before I spoke, I said, he is a senior and he is not interested in you. And I probably shouldn't have said that. And so then I was about to send Stevens off, and I was like, wait a minute, they really might have his number, because I was looking more at him, and they had their Chromebook, and I didn't see them writing anything. So I was like, y'all, repeat the numbers that you have, because I really didn't want them calling Dad. Or you. And so they rattled off numbers. They had nothing, not even close, to your number or Dad's number. But then I sent him off, and then I had the little talk with the girl, don't you ever, it was one of those conversations. We do not do that. We don't call boys. We don't, as freshmen, stalk seniors. I just want to let you know that if they show up, at musical practice, or backstage, I got your back. Just let me know. Okay, we got it. And they're harmless, but I just just in case. So, why do we love Stevens? Stevens is a bright, positive, funny, and shining light on our choir room. Instead of backing away from challenges or things he may not be 100% comfortable with, he fights his fears and goes the opposite direction, determined to succeed and be part of the community. He is respected and appreciated by his peers because he works so hard and is so kind to everyone that he comes in contact with. Personally, I appreciate that Stevens is always someone I can count on to help and to make the day a little happier with a smile and a laugh. What a perfect recipient for this Character Counts Award. Congratulations from Miss Gilbertson, who is with us right here. Stevens loves soccer, which was a frequent topic we both love to talk about. But what surprised me was his perseverance both at school and his part-time job. I wish you the best of luck in everything you do, from Mr. Chalkybane. Stevens is such an incredible student. He was also so positive and upbeat. I feel lucky to have had him in my on-ramps class last year, from Miss Puebla. I had Stevens in class for Algebra 2, and he was delightful, polite, and full of positive energy. He showed up and worked hard. He was always pleasant to other classmates and had a smile on his face, from Miss Karoom. Stevens brings a lot to the classroom through participation and supporting his classmates. He brings a great camaraderie to the classroom that makes the learning environment fun, from Miss Hanson. I had Stevens in my law enforcement program for 2 years. He is an amazing, smart, and very intelligent young man. He was such a pleasure, always came to the classroom with a smile, was happy, and was ready to work. I've never seen Stevens stressed out or say one bad thing to his classmates. He's definitely deserving of this award, from Mrs. Rockwell. I see him in class, and he's built like a rock, so I'm thinking he's a football player or a wrestler. And then you learn his story, and you see that he's into choir, theater, the arts, etc. He's truly a Renaissance man with a great representative of the variety of kids we have walking on our campus. He made his way up from Honduras and has grabbed every opportunity placed in front of him and has run with it. He is the blueprint of what I hope kids who come to Lake Highlands strive to be. He represents himself and his family well in the classroom, the halls, and because of that, he has great success at everything he does, and that's why he is being honored today. Well done, and that's from Coach Matthews. Can I read 3 more? Okay. Stevens has been an absolute joy to have in theater over the last few years. While starting in the tech department and moving over to acting, I've had the pleasure to watch him fully open up and become a star on stage. He is one of the most helpful people, and he always does his best to go out of his way to support anyone he can. He is a genuinely good person, and I know he will continue to make our community proud. From Ms. Kane. Stevens is a great kid. His smile can fill any stage, and his helpful spirit is something to behold. I have enjoyed every opportunity to work with this genuinely good-hearted young man. From Mr. Cruz. And then I miss having Stevens in class this year, but luckily I get to see him every day when he enters Mr. Smith's classroom. Obviously, last year presented various challenges for staff and students, and we all did our best to create a sense of normalcy despite the challenges. Stevens was solid throughout the entire year. He never let the challenges get in the way of his success in and out of school. His positive disposition is contagious. Good job and continued good luck to you, Stevens, from Mr. Paquette. And then, not only has Stevens been an outstanding academic student, but he has been fantastic as far as his character in the classroom. All in all, he has been a pleasure to work with, Mr. Petty. And then from your 2 freshman girlfriends, their quote was, "Stevens is so cute."
So yes, thank you, Jimmy. Great program as always. Always one of my favorite. To our students, congratulations again on the award, well deserved. To the parents, faculty, and staff that's here, thank y'all. Obviously a reflection of you all and what you are doing with our youth this currently. So thank y'all very much for all the time and effort you put into it as well. So PAX, Wednesday, the 17th here. Come by, help pack some food for those that will be given to Stoltz, right? So that's on Wednesday the 17th. And, so the recipients, if you don't mind hanging around for a couple minutes, we'll do a few photos. So if y'all can come back up here, we'd appreciate it. Anything else this morning? Great, thanks for being here. We're adjourned.
Good job.